Good afternoon, founders. Welcome to the lectures about the pitch deck. So, are you ready? Yes. Okay, great. For the traditional framework, my personal opinion for the 10 pages stack is applicable for traditional type framework, storytelling type framework, as well as the scenario-based framework. Okay, so here is the workflow. Okay, introduction. You can introduce your company, you can introduce a problem, or introduce your numbers. Okay, and so that this is just an example, simple introduction, and then bring up the problem. And after that, normally after the problem, you would like to immediately tell people your solution, either your product or your service. And then after that, people will think that, okay, yeah, this is a problem. Okay, you have the solution. And then you would like to mention about the potential. Is it replicable? Or how big potential of this product? And I know the problem. I have a solution. But as investment, am I going to solve a simple problem or a local problem? Or no. This is a super big problem. It's a global problem. And it has great potential. So following the solution, we would like to mention about the potential, including the market size and the opportunity. Okay? And so maybe in order to solve this problem, one solution may include different kind of services or the product details, including the specification or the performance. So you would like to highlight that, and also with some experimental data or user feedback, something like that, and then followed by your company team, telling people that, hey, it is a big problem. We can solve. Why? Because we have suitable people to do that. Okay? So, and with the team, you can introduce individual with the relevant profile and also try to compare with your competitor. Okay? And most likely, people will select some competitor weaker than yourself. And that is normal. But my personal opinion is that there's no harm to compare with a giant competitor. But the key point is that you have to be aware the giant competitor may not focus on some blue ocean market, meaning that some area they may not focus. That means your team, as a startup, you have the opportunity. So try to make it logical, okay? Don't tell people that, hey, there is a very big competition and then we are just one of them, and then we don't have a clear competence, and that will kill yourself. But you try to ignore the big guy in the market, also not good. That means you are telling the potential investor, one hand, maybe you are hiding something. On the other hand, you are lack of the market intelligence. So try to be logical, try to be frank, and don't scare by the big giant, okay? So that is pretty important. And then if you recall my last lecture, especially for some startup has no financial data, meaning that not yet hit the first dollar point, frankly, not suitable to do fundraising. Try to save your time, do business first, okay? But when you reach the first dollar point, meaning that you have the first customer, and you are in the way to the break-even point, that means you have the financial data. Try to put that. Everybody know that we are startup. We are new. We don't. The better case is that you are in the position that you have already passed the break-even point. That is even better, meaning that you have time to negotiate with the investor. That is the better scenario. So try to check your case. If your company is already past the break-even point, meaning that your business is relatively stable, you have higher power to do the fundraising. If you are not in that situation, but you still want to do fundraising, what to do? You need to sell or highlight the growth, okay? Because everybody know that, okay, I'm not burning money, okay? But the key point is that I have already rolled out the product, I have the first customer, or I am having more and more customer. So in the financial part, you would like to highlight the growth, highlight the path or the schedule that you will hit the break-even point. When you get closer to your break-even point, you are more eligible to do fundraising. You have higher chance to be successful, okay? So, show the financial. Based on your company situation, try to sell the growth or sell the advantage of your current situation. Then finally, give the offer. How much money you would like to raise and what is the valuation, something like that, okay? No need to hire anything, okay? Today's financial information for sure will be different from tomorrow. People will be scared, I don't want to mention about financial, but that's the fact, okay? For myself, I don't mind. If you have hesitation, you can try to skip, but thankfully, it will decrease the interest or reduce the interest because if the investor receives the deck without some information, one possibility is they ignore, don't waste the time. Second is that they will ask you, then immediately waste the time. Why don't you include all the information in the first step? And when you do that, actually you increase the chance for the next meeting. By the way, if you include those information in the pitch deck, do you know why you need the first meeting? Anybody can answer? Why? Why investor would like to see you? Do you know that? Anyone can try to answer? Know the team, okay? Know the founders, okay? That's exactly one point, correct. What else? If you were the investor, why you want to see the team?
If you're an interesting person, like you mentioned last time.
Also the team, right? What else? Pardon? They are interested in your project. They want more information, correct. That's why I would like to follow up this point. What kind of information the investor want? Okay, the point that we did not elaborate in the pitch deck. What is that? That is the execution. All this information will be mentioned in the business plan, the detailed execution plan. Like you have a summary about the big market size and potential. But what kind of supporting? The details, okay? And you talk about the forecast, okay? Wow, we are, we have very, very fast growth, and we have the forecast. And we are going to do 10 times or 5 times, but how to calculate that? That is the details. That's exactly what you mentioned, okay? So I just give you a brief explanation why we need pitch deck, why we need business plan, okay? Business plan is more related to the execution and the details. The pitch deck, cut it short and try to attract the audience, okay? So this is the traditional framework. I'm not sure when you do your pitch deck, did you think it in details? But I try to walk through this to you, how to prepare the traditional framework better. Okay? Is that clear? All right? So, the storytelling framework basically is about each section are connected, telling the story. Okay? People would like to be more personal, would like to sell or promote the philosophy behind. People will try to bring up the story that how to link up with the founders, okay? So, and the unique value proposition. People normally start with their own, the founders' experience. Maybe the founders face some challenge, or they have some history story, and then to link up with the reason why they start the company, okay? And so that because of his personal experience, so the story will be a little bit more touching. Let the potential investor get closer, okay? More personal, okay? That is one kind of style, okay? And through this kind of story, highlight the unique value that you are going to create, okay? And then how to make it happen? How to differentiate? What is your innovation? Tell people the big idea, okay? The story, very reasonable, and then generated a very good idea and try to share. So normally, this style of the presentation will be more easy to get the attention to the VC, to the investor. Do you agree? Because it's getting closer to you, more related to our daily life, even at least the founder, right? Get the more personal. And then based on this, I think in the first 10 seconds, that will also be achievable, okay? At least get the distance closer, okay? However, not every project have the story. I'm not sure whether you agree or not, but make it personal, like Jason, okay? The vendor bundle. In the science park, there are 2 sites you can order, right? And he can tell you about his experience in Japan. But what about Ken making local buy? What's the reason? Is it this kind of story suitable for the storytelling style? Depends on Ken's experience. But you can think about your case, okay? Do you have the story behind? If yes, you can consider this, okay? If not, traditional framework, still okay, okay? But for the traditional framework, if you want to highlight or attract the potential investor, You need to think how to make it become attractive in first 10 seconds. That will require a little bit more skill set, okay? So, coming back to the storytelling framework, once you get closer to the investor or the investor think that it is more related to me, the founder is very, have a very easy to understand story, and then you share about the innovation or the big idea, and then you can define the problem clearly, okay? Because normally you have the background, you have the story, and then you have the big idea, but actually you need to narrow down what exactly you want to do, what exact things that you would like to solve, okay? So problem, solution, and the final goal, okay? So make that clear. And when people going through or walk through to the vision or the final goal, you may be aware that the better way is to link up to your story. Remind the potential investor that is relevant, okay? The better storytelling framework is keep reminding the audience that it is related to them, okay? So otherwise, this is not fully storytelling framework. It's the use the story to attract the audience at the beginning. But actually, from time to time, you need to link them back to the story, okay? So that is the technique of using the storytelling framework. Is that clear? Does that make sense to you? Okay? So after that, similarly to the traditional framework, more related to the execution, okay? So how you do the market size, and how much money do you want, what is the offer, okay? So, as I mentioned to you, not everybody can do the storytelling framework because we may not have story. So, so that the only option is the, description type of the traditional framework. But how to make that attractive in 10 seconds, okay? That's how I prepare for the scenario base, okay? Here is the framework I explained earlier, but I would like to highlight some point by some example later, okay? So that you will have the feeling how to do. If you remember the second speaker in my first seminar, do you remember? She is Lydia from Belong, okay? So what is the style? It is it's a hybrid with the traditional style and the scenario base. If you recall, or later on, Science Park share with you about the video, and actually you can watch that video, recall her presentation. I'm not talking about the fun page, okay? Fun page is before the founder start, okay? But when she clicked the first slide, actually she want to tell everybody it's a historical flow chart, okay? Do you remember that? Some of you remember, okay? What is her problem? Her company is doing medical device. She need time to build the medical device. It take times, okay? Her company already 6 years old. If you were Lydia, what is your challenge? The challenge probably is that the potential investor may ask, why your company already 6 years but still not yet successful? Fair enough, right? It makes sense. But the key point is that it is not a consumer product. It's not an app. It is not something simple. It is a medical device. She needs time to build and then get the FDA approval and then get the market to be educated and then adopt, which is normal in the medical field. So she decided to tell the potential investor this reason first. Because most of the potential investor may have this question. So she decided to give a big hit. Don't ask me this question, I tell you now, okay? She decided to use a historical roadmap, telling you that, hey, she has already passed. First milestone is the concept realization. The second is the product development. The third is the market acceptance. The fourth is the certification. Now is the time ready to grow. So the reason why I want to remind you her plan, her pitch deck, because she exactly know her problem, know her challenge. After maybe couple tens of pitching or 100 times of pitching, she may realize that a lot of people keep asking this question or ask some related question related to this point, okay? So she decided before the potential investor asks, she already answered. So this is pretty smart, okay? So that's an example why I want to invite Lydia to share with all of you, because although I make the classification of the pitch deck type into 3, but actually it's not a unique formula. It needs to based on your company situation to do the fine-tuning. Is that clear? Okay. So because this is a very important point I would like to highlight. Otherwise, I introduce my scenario-based type of the pitch deck, then everybody use, and then it become no differentiation. Okay? Do you get that point? Okay? Try to review. So that's why my first lecture is the business evaluation. Try to evaluate your company. Try to find a suitable way to present, okay? So the second slide from the Lydia's pitch deck is about the target goal. So actually, I will cover that part in the later, okay? Because I have already included her deck in this teaching material. So that one will start the page 2, the second slide, start with the scenario, okay? I will explain later. So I try to make this as an example to show you this 3 steps, okay? So that people will be more easy to understand, okay? So the first example I would like to share with you is that Locola would like to bring the concept or the dream, okay, or the target or the objective or the final goal or the short-term goal that he would like to pursue, okay? He want to transform his company, share by, okay, operator. Have you ever tried local buy? How many? Half of you, okay? More than that, okay? So, everybody know that in the history, in Hong Kong, between 2017 to 2019, there are 7 share buy operator in Hong Kong, okay? Keep fighting, okay? You throw my buy, and then I throw their buy, I don't know. Fighting, okay? I call it the war of share buy in Hong Kong. Okay? After 2020, only remain 2 operators. After 2021, remain 1, meaning that local buy is the final winner in this kind of share buy business or share buy industry. What he want to do in the next, you can see the title, From Share Buy Operator to AI-based Green Mobility Operator. One sentence to bring up the scenario, and people can read this slide. It's a Hong Kong map, okay? It shows that the government is trying to link up with different kind of the routes of the bicycle, link up together, okay? In the Smart City Blueprint 2.0, launched by, prepared by OGO and launched by ITB, okay? In 2020 December. In the first target, in the Smart City Blueprint, there are 6 attributes. The first attribute is the smart mobility. How to make Hong Kong become green city, smart city, so that this is the infrastructure. And share buy is the solution to support the smart mobility. Obviously, this is an IoT project. The buy equipped with the smart lock, and end user can use the app to unlock. Okay, this is an IoT project. And so, in this kind of scenario, Hong Kong has a pretty good infrastructure. You can see the new territory bike network with the total 83.3 kilometer bike routes, okay? And what local bike would like to do, okay? Basically, local bike has 6,500 bikes already, and they would like to increase the number of bikes in order to facilitate that 83 kilometer bike routes, okay? The second is that they would like to get the license. And I remember last 2 weeks, Science Park sent out the EDM and about the collaboration with TD, Transport Department, and also local bike to launch the electric assistant bike, okay? So they are going to have the license for that, okay? So this slide gives the scenario, highlight the potential in the future. He's the only one in the market. The government policy will increase the market by connecting those by routes. The key point is that no competition. They have the license. So one page give or draw the overall scenario, let the potential investor know the potential. Okay? Do you get that? One slide, final goal. Cut it short is dominate the market. Dominate the whole green mobility market. You want to invest? Depends on the numbers, right? So later on, so this is one example. The second one, if you recall Jason's slide, he tried to swap the slide a little bit by adding the story first, okay? His Japanese, his story in Japan. But if he did not do the seminar, he only do the pitching, the story will be cut out and then remain this as the first slide. What is this? When you see this kind of image, what is your feeling? Except the shelf there, there's no one, right? Nobody there, okay? Can you see the machine? Okay, can you see the machine above? Maybe too small, but it highlights the Chinese food, Japanese food, Korean food, Hong Kong food, right? And most importantly, there's a one line to state that the world first automatic international food mall. As you can recall, the first automatic bookstore done by Amazon. Okay? 無人書店. And then Alibaba tried to develop automatic supermarket, something like that. Okay? Automatic supermarket. Okay? When the vendor is going to develop the first one in the world, it's automatic, not automatic restaurant. Basically, it's automatic food mall, okay? Including international food. So, this is the image to show the scenario, okay? In my scenario-based type of the pitch deck, I normally would like to include something unique. I like my personal behavior. I would like to mention about the first one in the world, the only one in the world, something like that, okay? And you can call that, you can refer to the local buy, actually the only one in Hong Kong, right? So try to highlight your competitive edge. You are the only one in Hong Kong, you're dominant, okay? And when the vendor is going to launch the first one in the world, so give this impact or impression to the potential investor. Make this as the visualization. Bring the scenario to be visualized. Okay, agree? Okay? So, the third one is belong. Okay? Highlight the objective. Belong would like to enable or transform a normal home, become a preventive healthcare center. So if I have a sleep problem, now what I need to do is I need to go to the sleep lab or the hospital, stay 1 night, 2 nights, connect those messy devices, and pay a lot of money. With Belong's device, that ring, okay, actually the patient can check their own situation at home. Turn the home become a healthcare center, become a sleep lab, okay? So that is the scenario, okay? That is the breakthrough. Again, highlight their product is the world first certified AI-based diagnosis wearable for sleep disorder. Again, it's something that the first one in the world highlight the uniqueness of your product, okay? So these are the example about the scenario base. Different type, even though I try to introduce to you about the scenario-based framework. Actually, these 3 types of scenario, I'm sure when you get my idea, you can develop a new type of the scenario-based framework based on your company. Do you agree? You can do that? All right? So, that is the case study. As I mentioned to you, last time Lydia shared, she tried to insert the timeline slide first. Before the VC or the potential investor asks, she has already answered. So this is the modified scenario-based framework. And then the second slide is the scenario. What is the final goal? final goal is try to convert your home to become healthcare center by using daring, okay? And then, so this is, the top part is page 1, 2, 3, and the bottom part is 4, 5, 6, okay? In this sequence. Do you get that? Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, okay? And then the fourth page is about market information. And then she would like to introduce about the growth. You can see a lot of arrow going up, okay? Try to highlight the growth. And then when the audience seeing this page, knowing that, hey, this business is going up, okay? And she would like to explain why she is going up. So in the sixth slide, is talk about the core competence, why she can grow, okay? And then going to the top left corner is the introduction to the product, okay? With the core competence, they launched this product with this business model, and then finally, they have the marketing strategy to promote the product, okay? So this is the way that Lydia do, okay? You can base on your company, your strength, you can highlight first, you can mention more, and then you can shuffle the sequence, not a problem, okay? So based on the target audience, try to make the modification. Here is my name card. I will not stop this screen, and you guys please feel free to take. And this is my personal mobile, okay? And you know, people send me an email. Frankly, I will not check. I have admin office to check, handle all my meeting schedule, all the email they will read. But this number, this WhatsApp is the only thing I will handle in person. Okay, I give you my best communication channel. So that's the end of today. And I hope you guys enjoy, and please feel free to mingle. Thank you. Thank you.